Numerous people assemble in this place. This place is young, vibrant, and colorful. This place is goal-oriented and goes forward for the future as well. However, it is familiar to you and ubiquitous. Its name is school, and school is the best way to look for the culture. At 8:30 a.m., rush hour occurs near the school. There is an endless row of vehicles of the parents that drive their children to school. In the row, we are able to find a student, Ri, who is going to help us with our cultural observation.
It is annoying to realize, oh, I have to go to school. After waking up in the morning, I know you guys have observed culture with students from many different countries, but I'm sure it is universal. Haha!
Today we will be observing Korean culture with Gyute. Of course, at the inside of school. Language, foods, society, education, even the latest trends. We can find out plenty of cultural elements.
Even though somebody may be skeptical about it, in a way, it is natural that the cultural images can be integrated into the school. What students learn in the school is not just study. Each thing they learn is cultural elements. Then after they get a high school diploma, they will grow up and leave school, become a member of society. They live and constitute society with what they have learned. That's why a nation's culture can circulate successfully.
First, we are going to observe the language. Even if you're dumb, it is evident you know that the language of Korea is Korean, and they use the letter Hangul.
This is a Korean textbook, which I am learning. There is just one book because I'm in first grade. But when I become a second grade student, it is divided into classic literature, writing and speaking contents get harder and harder as well.
There is a vast gap between the level of English that British and American students learn and that of Korean that Korean students learn. If both students have a similar age, Korean is much higher. The difference is from the basics and the advanced. Literature, non-literature, and all writing work are subject to their listening, speaking, and writing practice.
Well, this is the lyrics of the 상춘곡 that is written in the Middle Age Korean. Compared to current Hangul, the difference is form and the way to read. It's hard. And this is a note that I've written about grammar. Depending on the case, grammar gets varied, so I can't memorize. I should keep in mind each theories accurately and precisely.
It is true that it's difficult to learn, like the language of the Middle Ages or grammar. However, the reason why Korea thinks about the language is so important can be found in history.
Since the medieval, most of the kings and the subjects who ruled the countries of Korean peninsula had been writers. Mathematicians, scientists, and people who were good at art, sports, and music treated as lower class people relatively. To know the letter is proof that shows your social position. And at the same time, it is fundamental skill for all study.
Today, the rate of literacy in Korea is extremely low at about 2.1%. It's not a privilege to know more about writing, but the perception that it is the basis of all learning remains. That's why Korean language culture is high.
We've just learned about the high-class Korean language culture. We got to know the basics for them to write and speak. However, there is another culture they create with their hands and mouths.
Korean food culture is foremost. It is the same in the school.
It's food culture. One of food culture that a large number of foreigners are astonished is delivery. The school, where the education conducted, is the place where delivery food can't reach. But there's something splendid.
It's a school meal.
Students don't have to bring lunchbox from their homes or buy instant bread and milk at the school cafeteria. Every school provides balanced meals that are made of high-level ingredient and hygiene.
Many people look forward to this moment. Even the atmosphere in the classroom is affected the day's lunch menu.
Every day, various kinds of food are offered such as Korean, Western, and Chinese food, so that many students can have a meal that's satisfying.
건강하고 알았지? 엄마 없어도 다 엄마가 다 준비해. 맛있는 거 뭐 해줄까? 먹고 싶은 거 있어?
It seems that the Korean school meal is derived from extremely peculiar eating culture. There's a motto, let's have a big meal even if we eat one meal. It's different from the Western culture that think of an ordinary meal as an only simple sandwich or something. One student has to buy lunch for themselves. They have a nutritional imbalance according to the teenager taste.
We're able to learn that the school culture is the result in which the food's importance Koreans believe is reflected.
School is cheap, reserved and has good quality, or professional dietitian is assigned, as they provide students with essential nutrients. It's a perfect system for Korean eating culture and sentiment. Now I know why people say it is a symbol of Korean eating culture with delivery food.
Language and food. If they are essential for us, then why are they necessary for us? The answer is that it's what forms a society. As the saying goes, school is a small society. The space of school is perfect to observe the community of the nation. Dr. Garamson regards Korean society as infinitely competing society.
They compete infinitely wherever at school or work.
This competitive culture is of matter of the Korean university entrance system as well. Every year, over 60 to 70% of students go to university with the school grades they got. That's why the competition between friends is inevitable. There is a test similar to American test SAT, but it's not an alternative because its target is most of the students in the whole country.
Koreans tend to have uniform criteria of success or satisfaction compared to other countries. They think it's best to go to a better university and get a better job, more than individual satisfaction or details like a wage. People continuously have a collision with the people next to them because everyone pursues the same goal. The only solution is setting your criteria and following it.
However, schools do not just show the bad side of society.
This is an election result. At the end of every year, we take a vote for students to read the school.
With the rapid economic growth of the miracle of the Han River, democracy in Korea has also developed through many hardships. Koreans let the students experience democratic values on their own from school.
Students choose who they represent and regret their choice with satisfaction or dissatisfaction with their performance. And that's how you develop an eye for a better person.
I think it is a good practice that we participate in democracy. It may be a reason why Koreans are interested in politics.
To be a part of society, there is something imperative, and society must do best at the same time. It is education.
Korean passion for education is enormous. Have you heard Obama's speech?
These folks are serious. They're not, their kids aren't spending a whole bunch of time playing video games or watching TV. They're out there, they're working. They're working in math, they're working in science, they're working in foreign languages. They are preparing themselves.
Then, what do students think about?
Though not all Korean students have split up with video games and TV, as for students who focus on study, it is true that the passion for education is high. It's painful and scary, but that's what students do in Korea.
Today too, Korean students go to school at 9 a.m. and go home 9 p.m. as usual. They spend precisely half the time after that depends on them, but many students spend it on private education.
This is a story that is connected to the competition that we've seen in our society, but the interesting part is not only parents but some students have a great passion on their own.
We just do what we have to do. That's all.
Today, we've observed the Korean language, food, society, education. The cultures that we've seen are improving the reality with the past and dreaming the future to replace the present. And all those things belong to the students in the school. They will leave school in a few years and become cultural leaders who set the trend. A school is a place for their growth and the best place to find a culture.